timing is a key factor when sending huge campaigns, especially when you're not the only one. And actually, the entire globe may have the same purpose at the same moment to send messages. So, yeah, this is the case of Black Friday, the Christmas sales, for example. Um, in this case, we must consider that ISPs are a giant funnels that must process suddenly very high amount of messages. So being at the same time in the same funnel maybe is not a good idea because it can make the ISPs, even big players such as Yahoo, Microsoft, or Gmail, suffer. So the consequence is that they can put your messages in the queue, so the delivery will be delayed of few hours actually, and in worst cases, your messages could be blocked. So to optimize the delivery of the messages and make the ISPs happy to process the campaigns, you can simply postpone the sending of your campaigns of, for example, 10 minutes.
Yes, that's exactly true. When you look at charts of the sending peaks, then people think about when should we send our campaign at 8 or 9 or 10. But who's thinking about 8 and 5 minutes or 8 and even 3 minutes? Um, it sounds like a silly update, but at 8 and 3 minutes, no one tries to send, no one tries to open the queues, and you will be much more successful. So that's um, even outside Black Friday, that's generally a good idea to avoid the o'clock sendouts.
What about sending overnight? It seems also yeah, a common practice for staying out of the queues, right?
It's a very good idea. Um, Especially, sending in countries where you don't have interference with other time zones. So sending overnight is good, but please consider that this might also mean that you're not on the top of the inbox, maybe just email number 5 or 6. So could mean that the open rates are a bit lower at the very beginning, just people looking at the first 2 messages in their mailbox. But in the end, the advantage is much higher than the disadvantage.
What exactly a right target could be worth to send to? So what addresses to send and what addresses not to send to?
You can think about each contact in the list as a potential sale. So why not simply targeting everyone to have the biggest chance to make as much money as possible? And of course, making money is the reason why we do that, why marketers send email. On the other side, please also consider 2 things. First of all, sending to very long-term inactive accounts. And let's say we are talking about people not having opened or clicked any email in the past 6 months. Thinking about these, how big is the chance that Black Friday is the day where they start being active again? Chance is low. Maybe the 20%, the most active 20% of your list is making more than 80% of your actual revenue. It's maybe not worth risking the overall delivery by hitting spam traps, being blocked, and so on.
Another option could be a targeted activity, uh, could be suggested and recommended because if senders want some users to wake up, they must provide very high motivation. And most of the time, high motivation comes with high discount. Senders must consider that the reputation must last for the whole Black Friday sales period. In general, for normal campaigns, um, and for the upcoming Christmas sales season, which is another critical challenge. I would say that the sending frequency is also important because, of course, senders should consider that the recipients are bombed, literally bombed by other senders every day. So I'd suggest being careful and set a cap of messages each user can receive.
Everybody wants to target you. Everybody wants to have your attention. If you have ever been on a DMEXCO, you know what I'm talking about. And that's why you must think about how can I get a little bit of the attention of the recipient. And there's another critical point. It's time sensitive, so it's very we cannot do overnight sendouts on Black Friday if there's a time critical offer, let's say.
I would say that another mistake that sender may make is to only focus on the sales event itself. The relationships with the user, with clients in general, and in our life actually is based on trust. So clients shouldn't have the feeling that you are contacting them only when you urgently expect to sell or then to purchase. Sooner or later, it's going to have an impact in the deliverability due to complaints that the users might generate, actually. Yeah, for this reason, I'd suggest not be too late and start planning the communication earlier in advance. This way, you can create a sense of waiting in the users. For you, will increase the chances to sell. And on the other side, it can improve the user experience and yeah, can also impact positively in the deliverability.